we're going to do bends next. I have here my Telecaster with the Hipshot B and G string bender on it. Jimmy Page had one in the last couple of Led Zeppelin albums and in the 2 Firm albums, so because Jimmy Page had one, Doug has to have one. That's about all the logic there is to it. It is used quite a bit more in country music, Brad Paisley being a big player of this particular thing. This is a cheaper, more mechanical one than the ones those guitars have, but it allows me to do things like, there's this metal rod on the back that it keeps by my hip, and I hit the B string. I can make a bend there, or if I want to use a G string, I can do that. Am I going to be using them either for this demonstration? Yeah, no. Okay, so steps are or bends are what we call steps. How many frets higher than the note we're playing do I want the bend to go? So if 2 frets are a whole step, a 2 fret bend, or a whole full bend, is what they call that, will be 2 frets higher. A half step bend will be only 1 fret higher, and a quarter step is just a little bit less than that. So if you look at the part that does the bends to do this, and this is all in E, I'm going to do a quarter step bend. It's just a slight pull. I don't want to come up this high. And it's usually accompanied right after by a chord. In this case, in the case of Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll or Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites, that's what's in here. A half step bend is going being 1 fret higher than what you're bending. So it says 2nd fret on G string here, and I want it to sound like that. The trick with bends is to make sure they're on pitch. That is, I'm bending the note to a note in the scale I'm playing. If you bend out of pitch, and everybody does it, usually the first bend or two in any guitar player will be off slightly, unless you're a professional musician. So when you're doing your bending in practice, especially working with your scales, you want to make sure if I do a bend, I check that I'm getting the right note. For instance, if I'm going to do this in E, I'm going to bend here. I'm going to go up here. Yeah, that sounds right. What it does is it trains both my ear and my forearm muscles to do the same thing. And it takes a lot of practice. There's nothing quick about this. All right, and you'll see a full step bend in this case is on the 6th fret of the low E string. There. There's a 1.5 step on the 12th. And these are getting harder. The more I bend above 2, the harder it gets. See, I didn't manage that one. I got up to 15. Yeah, it's still not there, but you get the idea. 2-step bend will be 2. Usually guitar players who do this are playing guitars with really thin strings, because it's really hard to do. There are 9s on this thing, and bending even at the 12th fret up 1.5 steps takes some work. Okay. Next is the old Chuck Berry bend. As I've told you before, everything in rock and roll, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, as we understand it, was likely invented or copied or improved by Chuck Berry. Everybody copies Chuck Berry. Or they're copying somebody who copied Chuck Berry. For instance, Eddie Van Halen liked Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton liked Chuck Berry. So even that kind of guitar work is influenced by Chuck. All right, this is sort of a Johnny B. Good sort of thing. So I'm going to bend a full step off my 14th fret, and then I'm going to hold the next 2 strings. That sort of idea. And these two, where you're playing 2 or 3 notes, make your sound stick out a little bit more, or will add a little bit of harmony to what you're doing, which is just a whole bunch of single notes. It can sound really cool, but does get kind of boring. All right, unison bends. What a unison bend is, I'm actually bending this string up to be that string. And I'm playing them both at the same time. So if I'm bending here on the 14th fret, I want to bend, that is a C. I want to get it up, in this case, that's C sharp, pardon me, C sharp, I want to get it up to E. In this case, I'm playing a G here. And what you want to do with those things is you'll hear a wobbling noise if they're not quite on pitch. There you are. So you want to bend up. If you get any wobble sound, you're not right, and it will show. Let me see. There's a 10 and 13 one here, so I'm taking a page out of a famous heavy metal band's book, whom I won't mention so I don't get copyright problems. Right, so I'm creating a little bit of harmony with it. You can, Chuck Berry style, bend two notes on one right beside each other. Again, to bend them both up a full step is a problem. It's not that easy and takes a lot of practice to get right. Now, other bends you can run into. I can actually strike the note, bend it, and then hit it. I'm trying to get that. I'm going to come up and bend it first. Or I can do the opposite. I can release it. I can hit it and release it. Quite often they're put together. In this particular thing on the last bar, I'm going to go. I'm bending up to here. And you hear that a lot. And you can get a bend and release, which is the second last bar. Most of the bends you hear will go up and stop. That kind of idea. But there are variations. Or a two-step bend, which is the third last one. I'm going to go. So. All depends on the creativity or what cliches, again, the lead guitarist and whatever band you're working with wants to do. And that's the quick run of bending.